Hi, everybody. It's Sunny and Char, and I'm looking in the monitor, and I see Sunny's like prepared, and because Tony goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Sunny's ears go straight up like he knows what he's doing. It's hilarious. Speaking of Sunny, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little extra dot on Sunny. Can you see that, Tony?
I can.
It's because Tim Burke did my hair yesterday because he did my roots because, of course, this is not my natural color. And he dropped it on Sunny. So Sunny has an extra spot. And I told Tim, I said, I'm telling everybody on my show tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny. Anyway, so have you read in the paper this week about the UFO sightings? Well, we've got Brad Olsen here, and he's the author of 9 books, including 2 in his esoteric series, Modern Esoteric and Future Esoteric. And he's an award-winning author and publisher and an amazing friend of CharVision. Thank you so much for being here, Brad.
Oh, hey, Char. Nice to talk with you again. Always a pleasure to be on your
Oh
show.
my goodness, we got very lucky to have you. So I'm reading the paper reading the paper. I'm online on my phone, and I'm reading about the I don't know. Where's this article? There's a UFO article that I gotta find it now.
The Navy
The
confirms
Navy,
the
yeah, the
UFO
Navy
sightings
has
are real.
the Navy for the first time reportedly verified the authenticity of a series of 3 UFO videos leaked over the past 2 years and insisted the footage never should have been made public. What do you think about that?
It is a landmark statement out of one of the branches of the military because it's never before until this week been admitted by any branch of the military that they even exist.
Wait,
So for
Tony,
them to
can you
now say
show
that they're real is huge.
right? Tony, can you show the video? Okay, for those of you who are in video with us, we're going to show it, but we don't want too much silence for those who are only audio. So, Brad, what do you think about where this is? I mean, where is it? Where did they take this video? Do you know?
It is pilot video showing some comments from people as well. There's some communication between pilot, perhaps some of them, there are a few actually, and they're commenting, what the expletive is that thing? And they're tracking it on radar, and some of them are like high-fiving each other because they got the tractor beam on it and they're watching it go by. So it looks like they're just pretty much routine videos. But what's so remarkable is when you look closely at what they're tracking, it's the classic saucer-shaped disc.
It
with
is.
a dome on the top and round. Yeah, well, it appears that way. They're kind of grainy. They're not super conclusive what kind of craft they are. But there's always been the saying in the UFO field, is it one of ours or is it one of theirs? And their term for it, and this goes all the way to the people at the FCC that are monitoring the flight traffic, they call them either fast walkers or slow walkers. The fast walkers are the ones that are the real ET craft.
Mm-hmm.
The slow walkers are airplanes. But now that we've been backward engineering, some of these might be fast walkers. Hard to say.
It says here in one video, 2 Navy pilots tracked an unidentified object flying off the East Coast in 2015. So
yeah, right. So they're about 4 years old.
Yeah, and then here's another one that said was spotted descending from 60,000 feet to 50 feet in a matter of seconds off the coast of California in 2004. And in a 2014 incident, a U.S. Navy Super Hornet pilot almost collided with an unidentified flying object during a mission near Virginia Beach. Okay, and so they don't like to call it UFOs though. They want to call it UAP.
Right.
Like
that's
unidentified aerial phenomena.
Right. but they're still unknown flying objects
Right?
to us. And for the lack of a better term, it's what most people understand. It's still the common term to call them UFO. The Popular Mechanics article I'm reading from calls them UFOs. And so they were largely released for public viewing by the New York Times and To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences,
Mm-hmm.
which is the UFO research group from former Blink 182 member Tom DeLonge.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that he was going to have some kind of big release. He seems to know when ahead of time when these are going to come out. And
Oh.
now he's saying, Char, that you ain't seen nothing yet. That they're going to bring out some really big evidence here in the coming months. So it seems like we are building up that 2020 could be the year of disclosure.
Well, it is 2020 vision, right?
You named it for a reason.
Yep.
Nothing by accident.
But are there any hints of what they're going to disclose or
Well,
videos?
I would say probably really conclusive videos where you're seeing the classic disc with the dome on top and maybe some orbs underneath, and perhaps an explanation by the Navy or one of the military branches or the Pentagon saying, we have been studying this for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Would be nice if they would bring up backward engineering and maybe even say sometimes these are our crafts. But right now it's a drip, drip, drip of disclosure that they're giving us tiny little bits. But for the Navy finally to admit that UFOs are real and, oh yeah, by the way, it shouldn't have been leaked,
Mm-hmm.
still a huge revelation.
So who leaked it? Did they say?
Well, it says that they were released for public viewing by the New York Times and the To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences.
But if the government did not really want it released, do you think it would have been released? Well, who knows?
Well, this is what happened the first time around. When this happened about 6 months ago, there were some releases from To the Stars Academy, and one of them, I think it's the Tic Tac video, has been proven a fake.
A
so
fake?
It's hard to say where this is going. Yeah, one of them was just like a Mylar balloon of the number one that was floating up in the sky, and
Whoa.
yeah, the grainy nature of these videos are not very conclusive. But the idea that we're finally getting some kind of acknowledgement from the military is pretty huge. And this cannot be understated, because what this is doing, along with this day today, which is Storm Area 51, is raising consciousness of the issue.
Yeah.
Now the mainstream media can't ignore it and ridicule it.
Could you please explain to everybody what Area 51 is and what's going on?
Sure. Yeah. There is a location in the Nevada desert about 100 miles north of Las Vegas, southern Nevada, within the Nellis Air Force Range, which is one of the largest military bases in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the size of the state of Connecticut. It is
Mm-hmm.
massive. Goes all the way up to the town of Tonopah in central Nevada, and then, as I said, extends down to not too far the southern periphery, only 20 miles or so from Las Vegas. And then within that are all these different quadrants. There's an Area 54, there's an Area 15, and there's this infamous Area 51. It's just the designation on, I think, a geography map of the terrain, the way that the military divided it up in a grid.
Mm-hmm.
And this happens to be this place called Groom Lake, and it is a massive dry lake bed, not unlike where they do the Burning Man Festival, a big alkaline dry lake, which they made a huge runway on.
Mm-hmm.
And the satellite images of it have been going around for decades. It's the biggest secret that everybody knows about. Mm-hmm. However, it is still shrouded in mystery. It's still very illegal to go. And then a couple months ago, his Facebook friend, I just met him when this happened, a guy named Maddie, he says he started it as a joke, just puts up this event page on Facebook, and thousands of people responded that they were going to go. And it appears like several hundred have shown up starting yesterday, and today was the big day, but there was no storming of Area 51. They got right up
But
to the gate.
but
And the guards would say,
tell people what's hidden in Area 51 supposedly.
okay, well, I cover this in my book, Future Esoteric. And there are underground bases there. The most infamous one is not quite at Area 51 or the Groom Lake area, but a few miles to the south. And it is called S4. And S4 is where Bob Lazar was going in and interacting with some craft in the hangar. He saw them in flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 30 years ago, was just the anniversary, he went public with KLAS TV with George Knapp, did the interviews. And they all went out there on Wednesday night, the day that there was a lot of testing, and he showed everybody that it was provable that every Wednesday, if you stay up really late into the night, you can see some amazing aerial vehicles.
Okay,
and these are the ones that they've been backward engineering and testing. Okay, so this is based on alien technology, but they're ours. But so at the S4 part is where it gets really weird. And that is where they're supposed to have a clean sphere, it's called, where actual ETs do live and exist in a different kind of environment, a different pressure, different oxygen.
Wait, living ETs, not dead ones?
Correct. Yeah, and you'll see all the people that are out at the Storm Area 51, it's free the ETs and dressing up like them. It's a big costume party tonight. Because this is where they were able to work with our scientists on the ultra top secret projects, and where Bob Lazar, for a very short period of time, less than a year, I believe, was there, and he was working as a scientist. And then through all these circumstances in his life, he decided to come out with it, and he's had many death threats, and he's been like this reluctant messiah of ufology, because he's actually seen them and he could understand how they worked, and he could very articulate how they could fly.
What's
and
this guy's name? What's this
Bob
guy's?
Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Where does he live?
Lazar. So he was in Vegas, but he got hired in New Mexico. So first he was at Los Alamos, and then he moved out here, but it was short-lived. And he worked he was a very talented rocket scientist. And another friend of mine, Jeremy Corbell, came out with a movie last year about Bob Lazar for the 30th anniversary. And in the beginning of the movie, it shows Bob Lazar would build rocket ship cars, and they could take them out to these playa areas like where Groom Lake is, but there's other ones that are open to the public. That's like BLM land, and he would drive these rocket cars that he built across the playa, and it would just freak out all his neighbors when he drive it back, or you take it back in a trailer and leave it in his house. And he became pretty notorious. So that's how he got into this. But he also, I think, has some advanced degrees. But the funny thing with Bob Lazar is when he went public, they scrubbed him from all their records, although some have emerged to say that he is who he is. But they were trying to kill him for a while and shut him up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he's taken quite a few licks.
So
to get us where we were.
Why were people attacking Area 51? I heard only 75 people showed up, but what was their purpose? And even though the person who set it up did it as a fluke, why did people show up? It was supposed to be what?
Well, it was supposed to be Storm Area 51 today, that they would come in from all these different angles, and if thousands of people did it,
and break in,
overwhelm the security and break in, to a top secret military base. It's intriguing, and that's why it has taken off to the proportions where it's at. You can go to Drudge Report right now, and there's stories that have been trending all week, and local and national news have to report on it now because it's become such a big sensation. So that, combined with this week of the Navy saying that those UFO videos are real, has been a very important week in disclosure for mainly bringing the consciousness of all of this to the general public, to a wider audience. was starting to say, wow, okay, now we finally have the Navy saying, okay, that one is real, but it shouldn't have been leaked.
Well, so many
So,
people make fun of people who believe in UFOs, and now it's something that they need to like open up their eyes, because people are afraid of what they don't understand, and there's fear of what the unknown.
yeah, well, I think we're vindicated, Char, for talking about this subject for the last few years.
Yep.
And this is the most important subject that people can endeavor to really understand and wrap their head around.
But
This
they,
is it. This
but
is the human
but
drama of what's going on in our place in the universe.
but these ETs have such amazing technology, like maybe technology that can really help us with healing and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
what
right. In my book, Modern Esoteric, I outlined some of this advanced healing technology.
and what is that?
And, well, think in terms of light, vibration, and frequency.
Like lasers?
That is the future of healing, and possibly lasers. For example, if you go into a bathroom at Whole Foods,
Yeah.
a lot of times you flip on the switch and it's an ultraviolet light.
Yeah.
It kills germs on the spot. So the ultraviolet is on one end of the spectrum and the infrared is on the other.
Uh-huh.
And both are without our perception of seeing, because our hearing and our sight is in a very narrow column as to how wide it goes. So if we subject our bodies, say, to different frequencies, and this can go off the rails too, and it can give you cancer if, say, you microwave yourself.
Right.
There are dangerous frequencies and vibrations. We can explode if we vibrate too fast.
Right.
So these are all very interesting subjects to understand. And this is why the UFO technology, when it starts coming out in a big way, will be very beneficial to the human race. But
Well, you know, I
we have
was
to do it right. We have to be responsible with
I
it.
was told many years ago when I started listening to guardian angels and spirit guides that the medicine of the future would be electromagnetic energy medicine. Electromagnetic energy medicine. And
Well, that ties right into this. Yeah.
it does, right?
Hmm.
But
Wow.
it's so frustrating that there are cures or possible cures that they may have that we need to know about.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
what?
It's been an embargo on our health, as well. It's been a truth embargo on UFO subjects. It's amazing how much information has been withheld.
So do
from
you
humanity.
So do you feel that our government already has some of these answers?
Yeah, of course they do.
And
But you have to
like
understand,
they're not giving it to us because they want
No.
people to be sick?
there's a slow kill agenda that can be identified, and there's also a contempt for what Kissinger and others have said were the useless eaters, the rest of us, that they don't feel we need to have 7.5 billion people on this planet. And if you look at what it says on the Georgia Guidestones, they want to get the human population down to 500 billion. So I don't know where the other 90% are supposed to go, but if you look at the way that humans are being contaminated through the chemtrailing in the air, you've got fluoride in the water, you got GMOs in food, and now you have the 5G rollout that's not even being tested.
Well, there
Already
was
coming back with
also
some really scary results.
there was also something on the news I saw today where something like since 1970 billions of birds have been extinct and gone away because like there's 50 billion less birds on the planet because of
Birds are
pesticides,
suffering tremendous.
because
That's
of
right.
pesticides and things that killing bugs and stuff. It's like, it's so sad.
We're sterilizing this planet. It's being terraformed without anybody even knowing.
You know,
And that even goes for humans are being terraformed.
in the 60s, I think it was in the 60s, there was this commercial. Maybe it was the 70s, and they show somebody they put a flower up on the screen, and this little boy goes, "Mommy, what's that?" And she goes, "Oh, honey, that's a flower. We used to have flowers." And then it shows a bird, and he goes, "Mommy, what's that?" And she goes, "Oh, that's a bird. We used to have birds flying everywhere." It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's so unfair to the natural world.
Mm-hmm.
The folly of humans and what we're doing to innocent animals that have evolved for hundreds of thousands and millions of years in some cases to be where they are in our food chain or in their environment, and
Mm-hmm.
then we throw in these frequencies and other things. I mean, look at what the Navy sonar is doing to whales and dolphins. It's also decimating them.
Yeah.
So
What are
these frequencies can be very dangerous too.
right?
We're being very reckless as a human race
But
by
they're using them as
experimenting with stuff.
weapons, right?
Yeah, and it's also it's like radar tracking underwater using sonar scanning to find out how deep it is and where the obstacles are and where your enemy is. But in the meantime, if there are dolphins or whales in between of these sonar blasts, it like blows out their eardrums.
Oh
And some
no.
of the beached whales, that might be part of the phenomenon when they're doing sonar testing.
Mm-hmm.
The whales are so distressed by the sound that they would rather just throw themselves up on a beach to get out of the water because it hurts so bad.
Oh.
Yeah. And you mentioned the birds, and there was some observations of the early 5G towers that are going up where birds would hang out on a pole and they're dropping dead because they put in a 5G tower. And just at the Glastonbury Festival last summer in England, they put up 5G so people could get their video downloaded faster. And people were getting bloody noses and feeling sick, and they noticed that it was usually when they were spending a period of time around these 5G towers. So it's a very dangerous rollout. It is now coming into the major cities of this country, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not getting any information. Just like now we know that cell phones, when you hold them to your ear a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you can get brain cancer. I
Right.
had 3 friends who are about my age that all died in 1 year of brain
No.
cancer on the side of their head where they held their cell phone. Yeah.
No.
So I always hold my phone out on speakerphone. If I have to take a private call, I just need to find a room to go to
Yeah.
because I will not put those things to my head.
Yeah. Well, that's so scary. What about Bluetooth? I wonder if that's safe. The Bluetooth in your ear. I don't know. You know,
We
who
need
knows?
some good science as to what frequencies are good for you and which are bad.
But
And we know that there are bad frequencies. We can get
but
microwaved and
you know, we see what's happening with global warming and the glaciers melting and the animals, the water's getting warmer, so sharks are coming closer to shore now. It's there was a young girl who's an activist that I saw today, and she said it's time for the adults to panic about this because we're the ones that are going to be suffering from this.
yeah.
It's not like, oh, the adults are going, oh, isn't it too bad? But it's not going to affect us in our lifetime. But the
Well, it
kids,
could.
it already is.
Yeah.
It already is. And, I just said to somebody the other day, the richest commodity is going to be water, fresh water.
It already is.
Forget about oil.
I like the quote from Mark Twain, who lived for a period out west here,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw all the fighting over water, and his famous quote was, "Whiskey is for sipping, and water's for fighting over." It's only going to get worse unless we can release some of this free energy technology.
Mm-hmm.
And then opening desalinization plants is no big deal. If you're getting your energy for free, you can take the water out of the ocean, desalinize it, and have all the fresh water you want.
Well,
There's no impact on the climate.
The Israelis are doing it all along, and they're the ones who are trying to teach people in Santa Barbara how to do it.
Oh.
Or they were trying to teach. I don't know whatever happened to that. I heard about it like 10 years ago, and I don't know if they ever did anything about it.
I've been to Israel twice, and they literally turned a desert into a garden. It is really remarkable
Remarkable.
what they've done in less than 100 years.
Yeah, it's remarkable. It's incredible. Boy, did anybody hear who won the election there? Or did they ever have a result? No, nobody knows. Tony's going to look it up. Oh, boy. I don't know. There's just so much so much healing that needs to be done, like ASAP.
Yeah.
But Brad, it's people like you who are helping open everyone's eyes to the truth. And what's great about you is that you don't care if people don't believe you. You don't care. You've got the strength and positivity and knowledge to help educate all of us. And I'm so grateful to you for being a regular on CharVision, because you're incredible. Tell us a little bit about where you're going now. And also, how do people get a hold of you and buy your books? What's your website?
Sure. Well, thank you for that. But actually, I do care what people think. What I think is everybody should be their own researcher. And everything I say, if it interests you, do your homework, do your research, and follow up with the things that I'm saying here.
But how can
your health and your life could be dependent on it.
And how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, you just put up bradolsen.com if you want to find out what I'm up to and some things I'm up to.
bradolsen.com. And where you said you were going. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm heading out to my last two conferences of the year. One of them, a week from today, I'll be up at Mount Shasta at the ski park on the slopes of the mountain for the Avatars of Earth gathering.
Wow.
For 3 days.
I'm
one of the featured presenters there, talking about my trip earlier this year down to Antarctica and 4 months in South America. And then also the first weekend of October in Pinecrest, Arizona for Disclosure Con. That'll be my last conference of the year.
Okay.
I have about half a dozen already lined up for next year.
That's fantastic. We need you. We need your knowledge. You're talking about Mount Shasta. I had a crazy experience at Mount Shasta some years ago where it's a long story that I don't have time now to tell, but the car flew up in the air.
Wow.
And I believe that they say that the people lived in the land under the land and they were lost Lemurians.
Yeah, and city of Telos.
When I went to open the door, if I would have walked out, it was at a cliff and I would have walked off a cliff. And I believe that they did not want the person I was with to learn the knowledge that was there. I know so, because he was too egotistical and thought he knew everything, and he wasn't the right person to experience Mount Shasta with. So I'm sure that they're listening and watching you there.
Yeah, they are. I have climbed Mount Shasta in 1997 and have been up there many other times. It's truly a remarkable place. It is one of the paranormal hotspots in North America, up there with Skinwalker Ranch and the Isetti Ranch, which overlooks another one of the Cascade Mountain volcanoes, Mount Adams. But there's something about Mount Shasta. It's been in Native American lore and legend for hundreds, thousands of years of the native tribes. In my book, Sacred Places, North America, I outline some of the really remarkable things up there. And I know people that live there and watch the mountain every single day. And they have these really strange, and they're quite rare, lenticular clouds. And they're kind of shaped like a big UFO. And most of our weather, as you know, comes off of the coast here in California. And so they'll come off the coast and they'll, as clouds do, are attracted to high elevation mountains, and they'll just attach to the top of the mountain. And sometimes they'll go back the way they came against the wind, which makes no sense meteorologically. So the thinking is that it's a cloaking for craft. So I'm going to be up there for 4 days, and I will be keeping an eye on that. And once in a while, it reveals itself.
I would love for you to come back and talk to us more about Mount Shasta and some of these other places that are energy places where UFOs are. But they say that the UFOs go into the mountain. Like people have seen them go into the mountain.
Right.
Have you known that? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, and for people who perhaps would like to see this with their own eyes, I would say go to the ESETI Ranch in southern Washington State. James Gilliland is the proprietor there. It blew me away.
Okay, you broke up.
Both
Say that
nights I was
again.
there.
You broke up again. Where? Say that again. It's like
It's
somebody's
Mount
playing
Adams,
with the
which
with
is
the sound.
another one of these hollowed mountains. You know, most UFO sightings, Char, take place above or around volcanoes. And you know that volcanoes are mostly hollow on the inside.
Right.
That they had spit out their magma and create these lava tubes and massive chambers. So somehow the UFO craft are able to go through matter and perhaps can shelter away from humans' prying eyes or our weapons underneath these volcanoes. You know, outside of Mexico City is another active volcano, and millions, and I do mean this number literally, millions of people have seen UFOs over this mountain. So why?
And what's the name of the mountain?
One of the biggest stories.
What's the name?
It's like Popocatépetl, and I know I totally ruined that. I was
wait. But the weird thing is,
POPC.
every time you're talking and say the name of places, like something's playing with the sound and you're breaking up. It's so weird. It's almost like something's like playing havoc with this. They know that we're talking about it.
We're getting edited in real time.
That's so crazy.
Wouldn't be the first.
Well, Brad, I'm so grateful to you. I know how busy your schedule is. I'm so appreciative that you're here, and we can't wait to have you back on CharVision. Safe travels. Be well, and we can't wait to hear about your adventures ahead.
Thanks, Char. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and
Thank
Tony.
you.
And you guys are my bros. Anytime I'm available, happy to come on and do another show with you.
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Take
Be
care,
well.
Brad.
Good night.
Okay.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks so much. You too. Okay, everybody, don't go away. Tony's going to play something, and then I'm going to take a couple callers. Hey, everybody. It's Sunny and Char, and I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People have been calling the office and texting and emailing. Do I do private sessions? Well, yes, I do. And I love reading for my clients. I do phone, Skype, FaceTime, and in person if we're in the same city. I also teach intuition. So if you have an interest in doing that, or if you're interested in getting your family together and you want a group reading, I do those as well. So just call 248-909-2427, ask for Nicole, and I look forward to reading for you. Thanks. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to take a caller in a second, but before I take a caller, I just want to make sure that I thank Tony Sweet, who really, Tony, I couldn't do this without you, and also Nicole Smith in my office, who stays up till all hours of the night because Friday nights we start at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm just grateful to have both of you guys helping me.
Thank you, Char.
Thank you, my angel.
Appreciate you too.
So let's see what next time I'm bringing my crystal ball so I can read in it because it goes so much faster. But meanwhile, let's get a caller in.
773.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for calling. Just be open about everybody living and deceased. And I'm getting somebody that's an S or C initial around you.
What was the first one?
S or C.
I can't think. Oh, I have a C.
Is the C a male? Or
Yes.
Is he spelled CH or CA?
CH.
Like Charles or Chris?
Chris.
And who is this to you?
My father-in-law.
Is he deceased?
Yes.
Okay, I kind of feel like he's around. Do you sometimes feel him in the house?
Not really. I have trouble feeling people around.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I feel like, do you have like a dog in your house?
No.
Or a cat or an animal? Or
No.
do you know, did he have a dog or a cat? Did he have an animal? I feel like he's with an animal.
No, but I have another Chris that is living that has a dog. I wonder if you're picking up.
And who is
him.
who is that to you? That Chris that's living?
That's my godfather.
Your godfather. Okay. Have you been worried about Chris, your godfather?
Oh yes.
About his
time.
health? About his health?
Yeah.
And about his emotional well-being?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like he needs help in some way. Does he self-medicate, or is he on any kind of medication? Or is he drink, or
I'm not sure. It's possible. Yeah.
I feel like he's self-medicating, or that he needs help, and he really should not drive. Did he recently have an issue with driving, or an accident, or a car thing?
He just recently started driving again.
Okay, he just started driving again? And why wasn't why wasn't he driving before?
Because of his health issues.
Yeah, well, I feel like I think he gets dizzy, and I feel like there's still some problems with him, and they have to be careful about what medication they put in his body, because like medications may not be compatible in his body, and they're showing me a big M initial, an M. Could be an A or an M.
Yeah.
Is the M a female?
M is, yes.
Is that spelled M-A?
Yes.
Like Mary or Margaret or May?
Margaret.
And is this your mom or your grandma?
That's my godmother.
Your godmother. Okay, I heard the word mother. So, and is she deceased?
Yes.
I feel her watching over you.
That's good to know.
Yeah, she wants you to know you're not alone.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because she says you have a question.
If she's okay with me, or if she's mad at me, or if she's okay with me.
Who, Margaret?
Yeah.
No, she's not mad at you at all. She loves you.
Oh,
She's
that's good.
She's saying to me, she's got a question. And then
that's funny.
Yeah, and she's saying she don't spend another wasted moment feeling guilty or bad about not being able to be there for whatever reasons. You have a life to live. And she's showing me something that looks like, I don't know, a ring or a diamond, or I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure about that.
Did you lose a ring?
No, I don't. Not that I know of.
Okay, I don't know what that means then. I don't know what, I'm not sure what, but she's telling me that she's not upset with you.
That's good.
Somebody lost a piece of jewelry, or did they lose her jewelry? She's telling me it's very obvious.
Wow, I don't know, but I'm gonna inquire and
call us back next week or the week after, whenever we take callers again, or go on my Facebook, you guys, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram. But please don't waste any more time feeling sad about Margaret. She loves you, and she knows you did the best that you could.
Oh, thank you. Does she say anything like, is he going to be okay? Is he on a good path now?
Who, Chris?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. He still has to watch his health.
Okay.
Like, he's better, but I don't think he's completely out of the woods. He can, as long as he watches himself and listens to what the doctor says, he's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much, Char. I appreciate this more than you could ever know.
I'm sending you a big hug.
Thank you. Back to you, too.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. What do we got, Tony?
845.
845. Hi. Hello? Oh, we don't have a good connection.
All right, I'll
I'm
put
so
it-
sorry, whoever that is.
Put him back in the queue. All right, 508.
508. Who is this? Hi.
Linda?
Linda, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So just be open about everybody living and deceased, okay? I'm getting a couple things around you. Is there a D or R person connected with you, or B or R?
No.
Or a last name like this? And the other thing I was getting was a J.
BR.
BR? Is there a B?
I think it's my grandfather.
Does he start BR?
The last name does.
Okay.
And then the J.
And then I'm getting a J. Is that a first name of somebody?
Could it be a G?
Yeah, a G or J. I mix those up. Is it?
Or, yeah.
Is it spelled G?
It,
Is it spelled GE or G with an R in it or an N in it?
GI.
Is it like a Gilbert or
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe? Okay. Is I was going to say Joseph earlier. So that's
Well,
Joseph.
that could be my cousin.
Is he deceased?
He is, yeah.
Is your cousin deceased, Joseph?
He is. Yep.
And was he like, he didn't grow old, right?
No, he was young.
He knows how upset you were when he died. And
I was, yeah.
And this was an unexpected death from Joseph, wasn't it?
Yeah, we didn't expect it.
Yeah, that he knows that the family is his mom still living, Joseph's mom.
Yeah.
He wants his mom to know that he still is with her and loves her and sees her and she gets signs from him. I don't know if it's a butterfly or a bird, but I don't know if you noticed, but the lights just flickered here. I feel like Joseph is trying to come through to let people know that he's at peace. But it's never the same. It's never the same for family when somebody crosses over that young. It's never the same.
No.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I've been seeing a lot of butterflies too lately.
Well, I think that's your intuition and that's your perception of feeling the energy and being aware of the butterflies coming in to let you know that there's the spirits knocking on your door saying, "Hi, I love you." Because that's what they do,
Thank
you know. They use nature to connect with us. Well, Linda, it's so nice to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling. You're a messenger.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're a messenger for Joseph's mom. You got to tell him. Tell her. Okay, honey?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good
sweetheart.
night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's get another caller in.
604.
604. Hello.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You sound so familiar. Do I know you?
You've read for me before.
Okay, but I don't know who you are. But you sound familiar. So,
I'm Lori.
Hi, Lori. So nice. Oh, did I read for you on the show, or were you a client on the phone or in person?
No, on the show a long time ago.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you calling. Who's A or M? Is there a middle name Ann or A?
Oh. There's an M.
Is it M-A?
Yes.
Like a female M-A?
No.
Or male? Is it M-A-R?
Yes.
Like Mark or Martin or Marvin?
Yes, Marcus.
Marcus. Who's Marcus?
Marcus is my grandson, and he's with us.
He's living, right?
Yes.
Does Marcus talk about seeing spirits?
No. No, he doesn't.
Does he sleep over?
Yeah, yes, he does.
Does he never talks about, is he ever afraid to be alone at night, or?
Yes.
I feel like he's afraid because he's feeling the energy of spirits at night. So do you have to stay
Yeah,
in the... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Teach him to pray. Teach
Yes,
him,
we do, and we do a meditation every night too.
and teach the white light. Is that what you do? You teach him the white light of protection?
Yeah, Archangel Michael.
What a great angel, Archangel Michael.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
teach him to put the white light around him, and then if he's advanced enough, to put himself inside a mirrored egg and send any negative back to where it came from. But I feel like he needs to ask his angels and spirit guides to watch over him.
Okay, we will get that done.
Yeah, I don't know that you should send anything negative back to where it came from, but unless he says there's a boogeyman or something, and then you can say, okay, but I mean, don't put the thought in his head. But if he sees it, then tell him to get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Is there also a J or S?
There's a J.
Is that a male?
Yes.
Is it J-O or J-A?
J-A.
Like James or Jack or Jake or Jason?
All three. All three.
Who are they?
James is my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob is my grandson. And Jack is my father.
And is Jack deceased?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I feel like he's coming in to apologize to you. Did he?
Good.
Did he
So
Did he abandon the family?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's the deal. You know, we choose our parents, and so you chose.
I did.
You chose them because life is our school, and we're here to learn lessons. That's why we're all here. So.
Yes, I know this.
And you're an
to get an Academy Award.
And you're an older soul than he is. Even though you're younger than him, you know, a 2-year-old can be an older soul than a 90-year-old. So that's what I'm feeling. And I feel like he was broken, emotionally and psychologically broken.
He may well have been.
Mm-hmm. But you need to know you did nothing wrong. Nobody was like abandoning you personally. He just was imbalanced. He had his own issues. And look how great you came out. And look at those
I know.
You have Jake and you have Marcus and you have all these beautiful grandchildren, grandbabies that can learn from you.
I do.
Are they brothers?
Pardon?
Are they brothers, Jake and Marcus?
Yes, half brothers.
Yeah, and so do they both sleep over at the same time?
Jacob lives with me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So but you pray with him as well, right?
No.
For
him.
He needs a little help.
Yes.
Did his mom or dad abandon him?
His dad committed suicide.
Yeah, I feel like his dad might be here apologizing and trying to help heal his son. Did I give you his initial, the father, the first name or middle name?
No.
Or last name?
No.
Is there a B or R with him or D?
It's an R.
Does it start with R?
No.
What? There's an R in it. Is it like ER or ER or AR or?
ER, yeah.
Does it start with ER?
No.
But there's an ER in it. Does it end in ER?
Yeah.
Does it end in ER? I can't.
No.
Okay, I can't hear it. I don't know the rest of the name, but I feel like he's in here trying to get.
His name is Sterling.
Okay, I feel like he's in here trying to get trying to apologize to help his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
He's still working his way up the karmic ladder.
Is he? Well, at least he's working his way up.
Right? Right? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're a very special lady and a special grandma, and it's so nice that you take care of Jacob or Jake, and he might need a therapist, Jake.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, he's addicted to video games.
Okay, that's still not the same as a therapist. As he gets older, I think he might need a therapist.
Yeah. He's 21.
Well, then this would be a good time to get that help, if possible. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we are.
You're getting therapy for him?
Well, we have an addictions counselor in our family.
Okay, good.
And so I get some advice from him, but you know how it is. The addict has to be willing, and so we're doing what we can on our end.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll send prayers out your way. You know,
Thank you.
You can only do so much. I just don't want him hurting Marcus. He would never hurt Marcus, would he?
I don't think so, no.
He would only hurt himself.
Yeah. Well, he is.
Yeah. So, well, don't give
Thank
up.
you
Don't
very
give
much.
up. Don't give up, because miracles happen, and you've got guardian angels and spirit guides watching over you. And just keep your attitude amazingly great as it is, because you're so positive. We create so much of our destiny by the choices we make, and you can only do the best you can do. That's what my mom always used to say.
Okay.
You can only do the best you can
Thank you
do.
very much.
God bless you. Thank you so much for calling.
God
All
bless you too. Much love. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Excuse me. That's it for now. I hope you keep watching CharVision, because I interviewed an amazing man last week. His name is RuPaul. If you don't know him, he's an icon, and he's helped the LGBTQ community more than anybody there is, and he was on CharVision the whole hour, and that's a show that's coming up. I don't know if we're doing it next Friday or the following Friday. We're going to figure it out, so just keep watching, because I appreciate that you are allowing me to share my knowledge and help you help yourselves. God bless you. Be well, and remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye.